the last 2 weeks, I've been playing Neopets. If you're not playing it for about 10 years, and here's how that's been going for me. Every day I hop on over to Jelly Neo and do my dailies, which I've already done them today so I can't show you, but I highly recommend getting in on this and doing your dailies just to get all kinds of Neo points and different rewards. But, hopping on over to the games room, I'm gonna pick on some Cast Basher and see what's going on. The general premise with Cast Basher is pretty simple. You want your wind speed to be somewhere between 7, 8 to 9, and you'll progress through 3 different stages where you hit Lord Cass farther and farther and farther. There is a secret bat, quote unquote, where you just get to use the tree and hit him with it. I'm not sure if that's a thing you can do in the HTML5 version, but in my score I have 1,000 Neo points, which isn't bad at all. So another one of my favorite games is Ice Cream Machine, where you dodge progressively different flavored scoops that fall down quicker and quicker as you go. There are different power-ups like this green plus sign here that makes the scoops fall faster as opposed to the red minus symbol that makes them fall slower. There's the extra life heart, a shield, a strawberry bomb, which resets the game if I remember correctly, and like a fish power-up that gives you some extra points. The ice cream scoops that have toppings on them, like the caramel and the strawberry and the chocolate, they will give you kind of like more points as you dodge them. Overall, there's just lots of keeping your eye on the screen and not getting caught in corners, or pulling what I do all the time and jittering my mouse really quickly and just bumping into one. But it's not that bad once you get a hang of it. It's honestly really fun. I am disappointed that the new version doesn't have any audio in the back, but so I'm gonna send in my score, redeem my 422 Neo points before moving on to Web of Vernax, a game where you play as a spider catching bugs in your web. You'll notice that the different shaped bugs will move in different directions. The horizontal ones will only move left and right, where the vertical ones will move up and down. As you progress, the game will drop more and more bugs on you, which isn't too bad to manage. It just gets a little cramped and you can very easily get yourself hurt in these cramped situations. It also gets a little tough when you have bugs that are going in the same direction in the same kind of little nook and cranny. Another thing that gets kind of tedious is this little red spider running around the corner of my webs who will just eat them and take them away. That's honestly what tripped me up so hard in this game, was he was just coming up behind me and eating every web that I put down. I honestly struggled for a minute before kind of just giving up because I knew that I was gonna have a hard time winning with that little red guy running around, so I cashed in on my 244 Neo points before doing a few very quick rounds of Snow Muncher. I really didn't play for long. You just eat the little cubes, get down to the bottom, have power-ups, just get points that way, before moving on to Hassy Bounce. The purple Hassy can get the purple letters, whereas the orange one can get the orange letters, and for every letter you get, it adds an extra 2 seconds onto your time clock for the game. One way to get points in the game is by collecting these little donut fruit. There's different colored ones that have different point values, so definitely keep an eye out for the ones that would give you the highest amount of points. You can probably find that on Jelly Neo or a site that's very similar. Barely see right here where I fall and get a purple letter that fills out my Hassy word and gives me 20 more seconds. So I'm gonna submit my score and cash in on my whopping, 286 Neo points. Moving on to another personal favorite game of mine, Freaky Factory. The goal is pretty much just drop these little orbs into your tub and get more colors to make plushies, while also getting this little Grundo to not steal the plushies on the little production line. It will ask you to mix colors. You can see orange, rainbow, green. Honestly, it's a lot of managing and getting power-ups that do different things. The angel one that you can drop in will immediately fill your tub without knocking it over. See how it fills up perfectly and doesn't spill out? There are different ones. I'm not sure what the green one does, to be honest with you, but the ice one does slow your game down. Sometimes even really strange things can happen, like this right here. Very strange. Not sure what that was. Time to take a gander back at the Wheel of Monotony, which can run from 2 to 9 hours if I remember correctly. I've had it be instant before, but it is still going and probably will be for a while. Next I got slightly distracted because I remembered that in my side account I had a chocolate Zweetalk, and I got a little nosy because I wanted to get another one, And then I had a very heartbreaking discovery when I realized that the chocolate-colored pets can only be obtained through like events or other means, and that there isn't a morphing potion or a brush. So my poor Zweetok will remain Annie Farley forever. I do recommend so hard, look at the different colors of Neopets. This is just the category of chocolate-colored pets, and there's so many more. But I also noticed, funny side note, you can take the parts of pets off in customization using these Be Gone cans. Very funny to me that you can just remove their eyes, mouth, tail, other limbs, just for funsies. Why not, right? Speaking of fun stuff, I have noticed that in the last couple of weeks, there has been a huge influx of morph potions and paintbrushes. If you've been playing for a long time, like me, you might remember a time when these brushes were way out of reach and just expensive, like millions of Neopoints that you just didn't have. But now they're so much more accessible to a point where you can honestly find cheapish ones in the shop wizard. I found a Rainbow Aisha morphing potion for like 20,000 Neopoints. It was honestly a really good deal. Be old, it's almost 15 years, and I remember a time when paintbrushes and morph potions were expensive, like millions of Neopoints, and they seemed so far out of reach. But lately I've been getting morph potions and paintbrushes, like I have a pirate, a Rainbow Aisha, the electric mohawk, I have a cloud brush. The cloud brush is actually how I got my very first cloud Kugra. I got 2 cloud brushes actually. I guess you could say the same for my Rainbow Aisha because I got 2 morph potions. The one in my safety deposit box is my extra. Recently we saw the addition of quests, which is basically just a reward system for doing small tasks and playing Neopets, like the tutorial section, and the rewards have been amazing so far. Just by scrolling through what I've got, you can see many Neopoints, morphing potions, rare items, kind of, I guess, dress up stuff. It's honestly been super nice. After the death of Flash, I was really worried about Neopets and its longevity, but it really is worth playing it in the modern year. The current, I guess, developer team has been working on fixing the economy and making the game more accessible and playable, so if you haven't hopped into it, I would honestly say that now is one of the best times to do so, because the getting is hot. Get in while the getting is hot and play some Neopets.